yard. Got a few things to do. You see there, I'm going to the pharmacy, and I'm going to probably get gas today. I sure should. That's for sure. Hello, anybody who comes in. I didn't hashtag anything. Forgive me. But it's actually need a little airflow, but I don't want to put on the air register only because I know it's going to be windy. You're not going to really hear anything I got to say here. Three of you. Hi, guys. So I figure more than anything else, I'll announce what dinner is tonight. And tonight is fish night for us. It's going to be baked cod. And with that, going to have, so far, sauteed zucchini. Not sure about what else might go with that. I don't know. I was thinking a baked potato, but I really don't know. I'm not sure where I'm going to go with that yet, so we'll figure that out a little bit later. I just saw the fellow who used to cut my grass here, trying to help out, be neighborly. Well, I needed him for a project, and he disappeared off the face of the earth. I feel like Karen Waterson. My head is too low in the picture. She's usually got more ceiling than she has head space. I'll try to fix that, but I'm parking, and I'll do that. See if that works. Somebody with a loud brake is pulling next to me. There we go. That's a little better. I got to scroll up. I don't like doing any of this while I'm driving. There's too many HAPS messages. There we go. And Kendrick. Kendrick, I hope that's right. Trying to drive and look over there. There is not a good place for me to look while I'm driving. I usually keep the phone in the dashboard by the speedometer and such things, which actually works out quite well, except that I don't get a very good signal. And so that's got issues too, and I'm getting blinded here. Man, is that sun bright? It's pretty much right there. We go. That's better. I'll do that. And another light. This is why I don't overly like driving my wife's stick shift that she insisted on. Love my wife dearly. You all know that. Thank you for subscribing. But to have a stick shift in our area, it just doesn't make sense to me. Never has, never will, kind of a thing. See if I can turn this vent off. I really can't turn that vent off and get some airflow without you hearing that air blowing here. See if I can just get a little air blowing. You know it's going right into the microphone now. Bad choice of location. I just didn't want you bouncing all over the place. That's the only alternative with this gooseneck of a mount that a window mount I have. Same mount, exact same mount that I always broadcast with. So it's either stuck on a wall where I have a metal plate mounted, or stuck to my window in the kitchen. One of the two. All I know is the car got really, really warm here. All right, I'm with the auto stuff. I don't know why I'm driving in a slow lane. I don't have that far to go. But the car ahead of me here is doing 40, and this is the highway. Come on. Yeah, I'm in New Jersey. I'm supposed to be able to call these people anything I want while I'm driving. He's half dead anyway. See, I feel better now. That's a good thing. So I'm past him. He's actually behind me quite a bit. There was nobody ahead of him. The car that was ahead of him is still way ahead of me. And my dad had a saying, and boy, it just holds so true. And that is, if you look in front of you and there's no one there, and you look in the mirror and you got 100 cars, you're driving too slow. Period. It's you. It's not them, it's you. A few exceptions to that rule. So just use that. You pace yourself nicely. There's a lot of cars on this road. moving around sometimes is not an easy thing to do. So pick your lane early, get over there, and life is good. So 1,600 people coming in and out. Hashtags make a difference. I am broadcasting on apps, HAPPS. It's an app available in Android and iOS. Maybe other formats too, I'm not sure, but that's pretty much the ones I know of. And it multi broadcasts sort of everywhere you want to broadcast at the same time. And I'm about to pull over and go into my pharmacy, my shortcut to the pharmacy window, at which time I'm going to have to crank up the air pretty loud, or music or something, and I get some personal info I have to share with the drive-in window person. So don't feel insulted. Zigzagging through a parking lot here. I'm very conscious of the road. I despise taking my eyes off the road for any reason. Just too much can happen. Close your eyes. I mean, get someplace where it's wide and safe, and somebody else can grab the wheel. And there's going to be 3 cars ahead of me here. That's not too bad. We can chat a while. And just close your eyes for 1 second, or 2 seconds if you can. If somebody else is there and they can grab the wheel and keep you straight, just see what happens in that second or two. Not recommended, I'm sure, but you'll get the idea that let me roll this down, tuck my window in, which I like to do, my mirror, sorry, tuck my mirror in, and that way I can get a little bit closer to the window. In this day of COVID, everything is obviously blocked off, and there's no contact between you and the other person to speak of. So I shall wave my credit card around. Don't do that. Let's see. I think we're all caught up. Yeah, 20 views. Wow. So I'm at a pretty good locations. I think signal-wise, I need to shave. I do notice I look a whole lot better on camera if I do shave. Because usually my camera's way up in the air, and I gotta look up like that in order to see it. And it gets rid of my flabby neck when I do that. Might be the reason that I do that. So it's nice and cool now with the window open. This is really nice. We're moving up one spot. You hear my noisy muffler. There's a leak there somewhere. And let me just try my hair thing here. It's nothing earth-shattering I have to hide. You give me your name, you give me a birthday, but nobody needs to know excess stuff about anybody. Who knows what we can do with it. My Trump card, $1,200 per person. Almost everybody got it. Somebody hacked into that and spent about $1,000 of it. In contact with that relief fund thing now, and going to see what's going to happen with that. But that's because I was lazy and used similar passwords to other sites, and somewhere or another it got breached. Never trust a website. They can get hacked any day of the week. So, although I'm not using one, I'm test driving the different password, high security password scramblers, and seeing how that works. Just trying it on 2 sites now, just to see what crazy combinations. It's like letters, numbers, and punctuation, everything, 16 digits or something like that. So we'll see how that works out. But I got to switch everything over, and hopefully the Trump money will go back into our card per se. We bought a freezer, garage-ready freezer, so I can stand any temperatures. Very nice, very handy, very handy. Which encouraged me to buy the vacuum sealer that I use all the time. Got a few demonstrations of that here on apps as well. So, the person ahead of me is having a cigarette, enjoying their life. What's left of it, you know. I don't smell it, so it doesn't bother me. If I did, I'd probably, I don't know what I would do. I'd put my other window down. I don't know what I would do. I hate drive-ins. You get somebody who's got 15 different things they got to get, only 3 of which are ready. John, did you get those butt plugs you requested? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. How does one get rid of I whack off? Wacky? There we go. No, didn't order any butt plugs, but thank you very much. You appear to be the kind of person. From here, it looks like you got a paper bag on your hand, probably an improvement. But you'll go bye-bye. Bye-bye. Do I click on you? What do I do? What do I do? I don't want to do anything when I'm parking here. You know, turn off camera, hide comments. I don't want to hide comments. Butt plug away. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. You'll just be back with a different name anyway. That's kind of how it usually works with any service. So, 2 cars ahead, I got that person that's going to sit there and do 15 different transactions, 3 of which are ready. Of course, then they got to talk to the pharmacist. Now, they're perfectly healthy. They can go inside. They can take care of all this stuff inside. It wouldn't be a problem. But the most important thing in the world is them. You know, when I'm up there too. But I mean, if I got something that I know is going to take time and effort to get done, I'm not going to sit here in line with cars behind me. If somebody was already and they just moved on. They said, you know, don't need this. And they pulled around, probably went inside. Might as well put it in park, right? In a sense, leaving the thing with my foot on the brake for the next 10 or 15 minutes. So then after here, I go to the gas station, where you'll see that here in New Jersey, we do not pump our own gas. We're not allowed to. So I'll hand my card out the window, tell the person, whoever, what I want and how much. They do it, they give me my card back, and I go on. Life is good. Not too bad. Short beats an electric vehicle, where I can plug it in myself and wait 2.5 hours for it to charge after driving 60 miles or whatever out of my way to get electricity for my car. Yeah, if you got a station at home, you can charge your own car. Oh, they moved. Yay. Yay. Now I can start to tack inward a little bit here toward where the door pops out at the drive-in. Okay, I'm 2 cars back. And red car was just driving across behind me there. Same fire engine kind of red that Tracy's car is. It's really pretty. Very pretty car. I like it. I don't like the stick. I don't like a stick shift anymore. I drove stick for years. I had a really great car. It was a Sunbird, Pontiac Sunbird. 76, 70, something like that, Sunbird. A long time ago. It wasn't a new car then, but the car had serious engine problems. Every time you would step on the gas, the oil sending unit or sensing unit would kill the engine. You had about 5 seconds to get off the road as soon as you saw the oil pressure light come on. They could never find it. But boy, that thing could move. Oh my God, could that thing haul? Wow. It's super windy out here. Let me see if I can turn this around. You might see a mirror up there towards the center of the screen. Big, multi-lane mirror. That's the drive-in. Oh, I'm up already. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to crank the music up, guys. Sorry about that. Gotta go to hell. Here comes the air. Steve, why don't I know this case? We're going to have to talk about that, I think. Steve, do you ever come on and jump on the camera? I'm not sure. Like maybe even just the voice thing. Sometime come on and talk during the show would be nice. Okay. There are 3 months supply, so it's expensive. People are good. I wish that's all I had to pay. So the hand sanitizer comes in ready. After I touch the pen, before I touch the pen, I'm just going to touch the pen. Okay, great. Thank you. Have a good day. You too. Okay, and I got other vehicles behind me. Pop that out. And double check that lane is empty. There we go. That's not too bad. I got out of there in about, 10, 15 minutes? Something like that. Probably about 15. About 10. This took a few minutes to get here. And I obey parking lot stop signs, although you can't get a ticket for it. You can get a trespassing thing if they want to really make a issue of it. But they repaved the parking lot here. This is nice. This used to be killer. Try to get out of this parking lot here. This was a rather enjoyable parking lot experience. I'm not going to make this light. Oh, come on. Come on, don't go yellow on me. Don't go yellow on me. Still green. I got it. I made it. Now it's yellow. I'm turning. It's yellow. Oh, life is good. Whew. Now to get gas. How was that? I don't use hands there. Liberal freaks who don't believe in free speech. They haven't censored me yet. I don't judge. I'm talking about liberal freaks have. How about Facebook? Oh my God. We all bend over to the liberal media. It's terrible. I just wanted to last night. Something sounds like I'm airy in here. Where's it coming from? My doors are all closed proper. It's super windy. It's really super windy. You're not going to get rid of the liberal media because there is no conservative media that's going to match telling people you can do anything you want to do. There's no rules, no regulations. It really is. It gets down to Android and iOS. Republicans are your iOS people. We like it regimented. We like stuff to be organized and have some limits on stuff that we do so it all makes sense in our head. Then you got the liberals, which is Android. You can just throw anything in there and put it where you want. It doesn't have to be in a particular row or column. You can stick it over in a corner. You got that. That's the simplest way I could really explain the whole thing. It's so apples and oranges. Everything's got to have yin and yang to it. And it's such a shame. I try to be a centrist, but the whole idea of the left makes me want to vomit. There's very little out there that I can honestly say that makes sense to me. Now this guy, you got to get over, dude. I'm not waiting much longer. I'm going to pull up and you ain't going to get over, dude. He sees his lane from way back there. There's a sign. It says lane merge ahead. What's he do? He waits until the lane disappears. Then he wants to come into my lane. And it figures he's also going to the gas station where I'm going. So I'm moving over. He's moving over. Nice of him to move over and not stay out in the middle of the highway and then turn. Oh, he fooled me. He's actually going to the intersection, not to the gas station. Nobody's behind me. I can reach down, pull my gas tanky thing up, get my windows down. Oh, God, that's loud. And what is gas? I'm afraid to even look. I don't think I want to look, honestly. Drive real slow around a gas station. You never know. You never know who's going to pop out. There we go. Kill my card. Get my cards out of the bag. It better be in there. There we go. All right. So this is the Jersey gas experience.
all right.
Very good. How about yourself?
Good.
Philip, please, regular.
Still regular?
Yep. That's all I do. I take
Still
my
regular?
card back. Thank you. Take my card back, put it back in my wallet, and I get gas. A lot of you are like saying, "Oh, I wouldn't let anybody put gas in my car." Try it just one time. You're probably going to have to pay more. I know the whole premium gas station experience thing. It's really not worth it. That app has been put for once and still sucks. They claim they are working on it. Okay, Steve. I don't want to poop on the platter that I'm being broadcasted on. Um, Takes a long time to get bugs out. I'm not going to argue for HAPS. That's what Peter and Pablo do. I'm not going to do that. Um, Look at Periscope. Remember, for 5 months, I had terrible issues with audio and video. My video was crap. I mean, I'm this far from a rebroadcast Wi-Fi thing. And Linda, hi Linda. Um, and I thought it was an iOS issue. I thought it was my phone. It turned out to be, once they did an update and a fix inside of Periscope, which was months and months and months, that I was so frustrated. They did a simple app. You can hear the wind, man. It's crazy out there. They finally got around to fixing that. Imagine how many people with iOS that was going through that. $38.64 it clicked off at. How many gallons was that? 13.2. I had almost quarter of a tank, I think, something like that. So now he just closes it up, and I'm out of here. I'm go right back on the highway where I was. Head back home, where I'm most comfortable. Come on, you get that cap on. There we go. And so, I'm optimistic when it comes to HAPS. I got to be honest with you. Great. Thank you. So very optimistic, and I think that it's going to be the big winner in all of this. As silly as that sounds, who's the competition? You got Twitter, who broadcasts to Twitter. All services broadcast to themselves. If you're lucky enough to have enough people on YouTube, you can have it broadcast live or do it a delayed show. Who's going to watch me rambling on for 2.5 hours in replay? I mean, it's just not going to happen. And then I don't even cook anything. So, am I a cook show that talks or a talk show that cooks? I don't know. I wonder sometimes myself. So, but we'll debate or maybe not debate the whole apps thing later. As a broadcaster, it's a nice option, really nice option right now, and that's what I have to work with. I always get these people. You think they're turning into gas station, which this one is, and this next one is too, I believe. Now they're just they did the right thing. They slowed down in their lane. Now there's no cars coming, and I bet I catch the yellow light. No, I got a green. I got the green light. And now it's just another 2 miles back home, and I'm home. They are the only people that is not true. Censoring people. Now, I can totally. I don't go from scope again, from HAPS to HAPS broadcast and see this happening. I do know when I play any background music here, it plays in the later version. When I watch it back, that music is still there. They're not totally happy with that concept. I get it. But what does YouTube do? They totally block anything that's close to music. I had 30 seconds of a song play where I wasn't talking over top of it. Come on, people. Really? What are we doing? I swear this strong headwind is driving these people all over the road. Because not only are they going all over the road, but they're doing about 30 miles an hour. And I'm doing 50. That's still under the speed limit, 55 here. You said poop instead of shit. I'll say shit any day you want me to. I censor myself. If they magically stuck the poop word in there. That's pretty amazing technology. I like that. I know that YouTube does. YouTube in their closed caption, they'll bleep out the cuss words. They hear it, and the closed caption that they have bleeps it out. Not only in the closed caption, but many a times in the actual audio itself. So there's nobody out there that's not censoring you in some way, shape, or form. To pick on Haps might be unfair. I think it's unfair. Just for the simple fact is that they have guidelines they have to follow. You got to work. Everybody's got to work within rules. It's not the Wild West. And if the media calls for it, and it's liberal media, Dr. Seuss, you don't have to go any further than that. Why? Some of the people are yellow in there. They're not even humans. They look like sea monkeys. And whatever the reason, they're oppressed. You know what? Leave me alone, people. Leave me alone, liberal thinking. I'm not that. I'll never be that liberal. Never be that liberal to believe that kind of crap about anybody or anything. It's stupidness. By the way, $1. Thank you, whoever that is. Thank you. I'm parked in front of a police station right now, so I don't want to be scrolling back down. Right over here is our township police department. But Steve, vendors, you can see now I'm a little bit confused, Steve. I'll have to follow this back. Just waiting for the light to change, and I've got cars pulling up all around me like we're ready to go for the green flag in NASCAR. That's kind of how traffic is. And I'm making a left-hand turn, not to change the subject, of course, but I'm making a left-hand turn on the outside lane, which I'm supposed to do. There's a dotted line right there. But the people, I should say on the right side lane, because we're going into a two-lane highway, the one I just came off of. Here we go, the light turns. There's a car next to me on my left side. A lot of those people, if I don't beat them out of the gate, a lot of those people try to swing directly over into my lane, and I got no place to go. There's curbing right up against me there. Getting really close to home. I'll put it this way, Steve, and I think it's a worthy point, and that is when you're playing in somebody else's yard, or you play with their toys, you play by their rules, or you don't play. So I and anybody else who broadcasts has to make a decision and say, well, they fairly untreated me. They beat me up and spit out the whole context. I mean, I could get into the whole race thing that we got going right now. Wonder what would happen if I did. Again, I'm automatically written down as an old bigoted white man, racist white man, because I'm white and I'm up there in age. Relatively young considering the people around me, by the way. But the whole concept being that I've been prejudged by a huge part of the society, most of which are liberal, and they have no. I've got neighbors now. I'm a minority, pretty much minority in my neighborhood. Used to be before election was nearing. Go outside, you say hi, and the neighbors say hi back. That's kind of all you did. It's the only conversation you really had with the neighbors. We keep to ourselves typically, for no particular reason except we like to keep to ourselves. And right before the election, I go out one night. I'm taking out the garbage. I've told this story. There's two neighbors right there, and I'm saying, "Hi, how are you guys tonight?" Not a one of them would even look in my direction, and I'm talking right at them. They're seeing me. They turn their head. Really? They turn my head? Why? Because bigoted old racist white man just had the nerve to say hi to someone of another ethnicity. Well, oh my God, for God forbid, how stupid of me. Makes you want to smack people right in the head. It does. It aggravates me because the media drives it. I mean, if you can't watch both CNN and watch Fox, and I'll tell you right now, I cannot take uh, Don. What's his name? Today, that's how much I hate him. Um, but he gets out there, and most all of CNN, all of CNN. Oh my God, Diamond. I'm sorry, uh, but I watch it to try to get a balance to see how accurate the other medias are. Not a big Fox guy either. I got to admit with you. There's others out there, other services that's somewhere in the middle because they give you more than just politics all the time, 24 hours a day. They used to call themselves news. How is that news? It's propaganda, all sides, propaganda. So it's a matter of mixing your propaganda up or sticking with one and being totally brainwashed by them. And that's the kind of stuff that really bugs me is that people can't make up their mind and say, you know what, they're trying to brainwash me. There's a little truth in everything. Look for the truth. Don't put the blinders on and just go ahead and follow this station or that station. You know, uh, everybody knows I like Trump because I found him entertaining. Maybe a stupid reason, but a guy who could, on a spur of a minute notice like that, say, I'm going to be in blah, 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 some little podunk town in the middle of nowhere and have 50,000 people show up. Or this old, skinny, ill looking mental case can get 30 people together with a month's notice in little circles drawn on the grass. Now, which one am I going to really be entertained by? Now, if I'm looking for entertainment, yeah, I can watch a movie. If I'm looking for a president, I want somebody who's decisive. I don't want somebody who's got to have one of every color of the rainbow because it's politically correct on their administration. I want the best people on the administration to be on the administration. The ones who are going to benefit the country the most, not the ones that's going to benefit the country because it happens to be this or that, a particular male or female from here or there. Uh, their background doesn't mean anything to me except for their ability to get and complete things and get it done without the huge agenda. Yes, the right's got a huge agenda. Trump he still is. He's the king of the right. Just look at CPAC. Just watch that. No spit, no. I see it because the light's coming in. I'm making little rainbows as I talk here. And I'm sitting in a car that's warming up. It's 40 degrees or something like that. I think it's at 42, and I'm sitting here. 61 folks now who have popped in, at least heard me sound like a mental case here, which I'm sorry for. That's why I don't get into the whole political thing. But to say HAPS is any worse than any other service, Twitter's got a whole lot more people to deal with. Maybe they don't have time. They sure got the money, no doubt about that, to go there and go ahead and censor more stuff if more stuff gets through. I don't know. HAPS is much smaller in size. Maybe they want to build up a community. Their community rules tell you they want you to be friendly. And you know, Periscope had so many haters between the women that would just put Facebook pictures of other women up and just trash them for hours, while hundreds of other women would sit there and just gawk on that and eat that stuff up. They loved it. They couldn't get enough of that. Or downright racist. And I'm not talking black or white. I'll mention one, the source code. Go back and check this ass. Most racist human being I've probably ever seen. You go in there, go into his room. He sees that you're a non-white person. He's going to tear you apart long after you leave the room. You say, I'm not going to stick around for this. This is ridiculous. This guy's got as racist as they come. You leave there, you go back in the lobby and you watch. He's still talking about you 20 minutes later. Hey, cracker boy, couldn't, and I don't want to do a black imitation. Forgive me. This is how he talks. I'm imitating him, not imitating blacks. But cracker boy, he called me cracker boy. He couldn't take it. He couldn't take the heat. No, I can't take you. You're a racist piece of trash. Source code. I don't get it how I have to live by this. I got to live on a pedestal. I got to live this perfect life. I can't be, I can't be off a little bit, or I'm judged. I'm prejudged. The prejudged part really, really sucks. Anybody who sits here and comes in and has anything to say that's a little bit controversial, you're thrown right into the racist bucket right away. You have no choice about that. Yeah, it's just going to be the left against you. The right doesn't play that game as much, and I'm sorry that I don't see it if they do. I don't see people out there on the right wing side trashing the left, except beyond the basic politics and the concept of it, but not the individual people. I'm talking regular people like us. I'm not talking about the big names of the left and the right, but just why do I have to go on to somewhere like Periscope, or maybe Haps? I think if the source code were here and I complained about him, they would do something about that. Does that mean that, like you're saying, they're censoring free speech? No, I don't believe that's the case. He's People should are by their own rules that people agreed with when they hit that freaking agreed button. Say they're not going to come in here and they're not going to ditch and tear apart other people. I sure couldn't get away with that. Couldn't do that. But other people of color that are absolute assholes, not just people of color. I got to put a comma there. I don't use the word like. I prefer not to use the word like ever. But most places, they have an upper hand. Oh, well, they've been oppressed for 400 years. Whoa! Makes you want to scream. We're going to pay reparations in the Biden administration. That's wrong. Sorry. Kick me off of Haps if you have to, because I say reparations is wrong. It's wrong. There's nobody alive for generations now who that's been affected by. Every country that had substantial wealth at one point in time or another had people enslaved, and it was horrible. It's unforgivable, but it's history. And now we want to rewrite the history books, and we want to make it so that we want to take the people who built the country, we want to tear them down. We want to rip down the statues. We want to cut off their heads. We want to set the parks on fire. And all that's okay. That's okay, because the people that are doing that were oppressed. Bullshit. It's not easy being black or any color in this country. Period. I want to throw up when I hear Black Lives Matter, because it doesn't include anybody else. That's a classic example. Yes, they do. Mine doesn't. My wife's doesn't. You're telling me my wife doesn't matter? Oh, well, that's not what we mean. Well, go back to when my dad was young, a little bit before I was born. And you've got the thing that really, really drove me nuts when my dad said this, because I know he and his entire generation misunderstood this when he heard the famous words, "We shall overcome." Mind you, the words, "we shall all be equal," would have worked out a whole lot better for generations who worked so hard to be called black, and that wasn't enough. Now we're back to where we can say black again. The terms like Negro, what a big step that was. You don't see it. I mean, we can't figure out how anybody going to take that. The word Negro. I hope that doesn't get me booted. Saying Negro was part of history. It was a step in the right direction. Now the use of the N word with the A on the end is an endearing love term towards your brother and or friend. Bullshit. No. How screwed up is the brain where, oh, well, we can't say this, but we can say that. You can say this, you can't say that. Don't you ever say that. Saying the N-word, put it in quotes, the N-word, will probably disappear from the vernacular just as well. That's the same thing if I say it, the same thing as if I used the N-word. It's craziness. It's craziness. The left is tearing us down. And I'm sitting here in the shade. I'm trying not to burn up in the sun. And I'm totally pissed off at the whole conversation because there's unfairness everywhere. everywhere. And there's some of you, I hate this. I hate this smell. Oh, God, I hate this smell. There we go. There's unfairness everywhere. Everybody's got to put up with it. You know, I mean, is it fair? Let's go back. I was on a cruise ship long, long time ago. And there was a couple from Chicago and got in this conversation somehow at a comedy club on a cruise ship. And a conversation that the fella asked me, black fellow, he was a lawyer, matter of fact. He said, what do I think of affirmative action? And I said, it's wrong. And that was the end of that conversation. Really quick. Him and his wife had nothing to do with me. She was a cop, a white cop, by the way. Doesn't matter. See, some people are going to say, man, I got to step outside. It's just too light and too dark in here. No pun intended. And there goes my keys on the ground. Great. Well, now they're on the ground. They weren't. But I said to him a simple thing. I said, okay, you and I both go for the same job. Hey, I'm going to get in the shade. Right, there we go. We're going to go for the same job. And we're 100% equally qualified. The job really requires the best person. We should have an equal opportunity at that. Okay? If to catch things up and make everything right, if we have an equal score, give it to the black guy. I can get that. I mean, we're trying to make things right in the world. I get that. But if he's getting 10, 15 points lower than I am, he's not going to be the better candidate. Then why should he get the job? How does that make the job any better or civil rights any better for anybody? I don't get that. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. Can anyone see me? I can't. I can. Linda, I said hi a couple times now. Yes, yes, I have. I'm hoping you can hear me. I can't wait to delete this. It's not the kind of show I like to do. I don't want to. I don't talk race issues. Too common sense of a way of thinking about it. I don't like to say issues are black and white. That sounds racist. But issues are left and right. Maybe that sounds indecent to you. Oh yeah, I definitely did say hi. But we're drifting further apart. Of anything I've said, that's just the case. The media drives it, and they literally force the issues down our throats, no matter who we watch. And the big thing about that point is that politics is driven by media. Media is driven by politics. It's a rotating wheel that's going way out of control. And the ones that get stuck in that is me and you and everybody else who has to deal with the fallout from that. Okay. Some people can burn cities down, loot dollar stores. I saw that in Philadelphia. I'm like, really? We're looting dollar stores. Are you that hard up where you need that 4-ounce crappy little dollar store steak when just across the street is this really nice place you could have robbed? There's a certain amount of inherent stupidity involved in the whole idea of destroying your own city, your own town, your own home because you disagree with something horrific happened. Go back to George Floyd, most horrific thing I think I've ever seen in my life. It's not worth destroying cities over. It's worth getting the politicians out. It's not worth getting rid of the police. It's worth changing the way that the police are taught. They're not taught to take and put their knee in your neck till you're dead. They're not taught that. They're taught that if they have to do that and your neck. I've been pinned with my neck with a knee before wrestling back in high school. You tap out really quick, not 9 minutes. You tap out in seconds. So your hands are behind your back. As soon as your handcuffs are on you, you are not a threat to anybody. After that, anything happens to you, it's murder. It's murder. He was murdered. And I truly do. I hate to say that, but I've said it before. I hope that cop that killed him gets out of the little protective custody spot that he's in prison and gets put in general population. And I hope he gets a knee to his neck for 5 minutes or 9 minutes while he dies. I hope he dies in jail, and I hope he's taken out by the inmates. I do. Right is right, people. Wrong is wrong. Get past the color thing. It forces you, every time something bad happens, it forces you to look at it from a color standpoint. And that's the media. That's the media. Whether it's social media, whether it's news media, whether it's the people that for some stupid reason we keep sending back to Congress, no matter what that is, it's that stuff that is just driving people further and further apart. And it gets to the point where you hate everybody. You wonder why I don't leave the house. I get to see my wife. I just went to the store, got gas in my car. I'm done. I'm not leaving the house again for a week at least. So, peace, guys. Sorry for this broadcast. Some of you are going to like it. Some of you are going to say, he's right. He is an old racist white man. If that's what you believe, God help you because we're all in trouble. Bye.